Hello internet, and today's video is going to be a tag. I was actually tagged to do this tag by a friend of mine on Instagram, my bibliophilic life. I am so sorry, girl, I cannot pronounce that word properly. It doesn't fit on my tongue. But if you want to go check out her Instagram page, it will be linked down below. She is currently hosting in the month of October a battle of the houses, and I am so sad to say that Slytherin is losing so badly at this. Like, I am ashamed of the other people in my house. Come and support me. I want to win, or at least get like second place. Okay? I will lose graciously, but I won't be happy about it, alright? Okay? Come on, there has to be more than like 2 Slytherins out there. So this is the classic book tag, and I'm gonna read the questions and then tell you about what I feel. So let's get started. First question: Pride and Prejudice, my favorite romance. Well, I guess the most fun I've had with a romance would be Of Fire and Stars by Audrey Coulthurst. This is a lesbian romance. It's a love between 2 princesses. I think the thing that I enjoyed most about this was the fact that in their world, gay relationships weren't frowned upon, but it was more that they were forbidden to do so because of political reasons, one being betrothed to someone else and the other being the sister of the one betrothed. Like, that was the reason why they couldn't be together. I also liked how like their love grew and they grew into their love. The next question is Great Gatsby, an exciting read. For this one, I think I'm going to go with 6 of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. This is a story about 6 criminals, or like criminal-minded people, and they are going to commit a heist, breaking into an unbreakable ice palace. So this is just very high stakes. Every second they're trying to figure something out. They're trying to figure out like how they're gonna get away with their crime. They have backstories, and even in the backstories there's high stakes going on there. It's just like there's always something happening, but it gives you enough chance to sit and breathe and think about what's happening at the same time. So it's like one part excitement, one part, okay, you're giving me a moment to breathe so I can enjoy the excitement that's going on. The next question is Wuthering Heights, a big book that you loved. Now, for big book, I took the tome topple what's a tome sort of idea, which is any book over 500 pages. I think the one I'm going to go with in this case, simply because it was the first one I thought of, is going to be Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. This just barely gets over 500 pages. It was one that I really enjoyed. I'm not quite sure if I would say it's my favorite, but honest to God, I could not think of any of the other ones that I've read recently that I had as much fun with as this one. This one I read in like a half a day, and I guess I loved it even more because it has like that Harry Potter feel to it. Like I said in its own book opinion, it has a very Harry Potter inspired feel, but the magic system's different, the things that are going on are different, and I really wish there was more to this series because it just had so much potential for the different little ideas that it like placed in the story so that we could cover the plot. I like books that make my mind go, wow, that's such an interesting concept. So of course I like this one because I had several of those. The next question on this list is Jane Eyre, a book that made you cry. The book I'm going to tell you about is one that, if you've watched any of like my past wrap-ups or anything when I've mentioned this book, it's just a book that like really like emotionally touched me, and that is We Are the Ants by Sean David Hutcherson. Now, I'm not going to say so much that this book made me cry as in it was just so terribly sad. It does have like some sad and like painful bits in it, but like my tears revolved around the fact that I just connected so much with this book and with the conversation happening in this book and the feelings in this book that I was just like, I was so relieved that there were other people that were like me. His sort of depression and thought process was very similar to mine, where He could keep himself in control and could think about other things, but in the back of his head, those thoughts were always present and always there, influencing his decisions. The next one, Sherlock, a book that kept you guessing. And I'm going to pick The Sandwich Thief by Andres Marcos and Patrick Duyon. And yes, I know this is technically a children's book, and no, there's not a super mystery in it, but okay, I like to overthink things, so when they give me like simple mysteries, I always rethink myself like 50 times, even if I know the right answer the first time. I loved overthinking stuff when it comes to like simple mysteries. So this is about a young boy, and he's trying to figure out who keeps stealing his lunch every day. And that's the whole book, okay? It's like really enjoyable. Best mystery I've ever read. The next question is Little Women, a book with a strong female leader. Or maybe it's just female lead. I'm not quite sure. Maybe I wrote that down wrong. But we're going to go with leader, and I'm going to go with The Zodiac Legacy Convergence. This is book 1. It's written by Stanley Stuart Moore and Andy Tong. So this book, the main character is a young teenage boy, but he joins a group in which the leader of the group and the head of the group is a female, and it's this woman who is like complete badass. And the thing that I loved most about this was, even though this main character was supposed to be this strong person and was like supposed to kick butt and like take over the world, and like he was supposed to be the greatest, it is made clear from the very first that he doesn't have the OP power that his leader, this woman, does. Like, he has the second best power, and the power that's like, it could be just as good if one tried, but he does not have the absolute power. This girl does, and she's a badass leader who like can kick butt, and she takes controls, and he is her second in command, not the one in command. Question number 7. Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, a book with a lot of traveling. For this, I'm going to go with Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue. This is about a young lord, and he is currently on his tour of the continent, which was a thing back in the day. So you basically take a year off from schooling and you travel around all of Europe, and you just visit different places and you see the different sites. So in this, he just travels around a lot, and like they get into a bit of trouble. So it's like an adventure as well, where like they have shenanigans going on. You see a different places all the time. Question number 8, A Tale of Two Cities, a book with fighting. For this, I'm going to go with Hero by Perry Moore. This is a superhero genre book. So it's a main character. He finds out that he has superpowers. He joins basically Justice League Junior or Young Justice, where he is supposed to be training to become an official superhero. And then of course somebody wants to destroy and take over the world, and he is involved in the plan to stop that person. So we have different like action scenes before he gets involved with the Young Justice League, and then when he's in the Young Justice League. So we get to see like different superheroes at play battling, and then how he gets involved with all of it. Question number 9, The Secret Garden, a perfectly peaceful read, which is going to be Cats of Tanglewood Forest by Charles D. Litt, illustrated by Charles Vass. And this was just lovely. It is such a beautiful book. Illustrations are beautiful, the book sleeve is beautiful, the book cover is beautiful, the writing is beautiful. This is about a young girl who lives next to the woods, and she stays with her aunt on a farm, and she likes to run in the woods. One day she gets transformed into a cat, and the whole book is about her trying to figure out how to make her life back to the way it was before she first got transformed into a little kitten. And it was lovely, and it was a good time, and I just was like, yes, Yes, tell me more about this little kitten girl and give me a fox that isn't the bad guy in this story, because I don't know why foxes are always evil. Since when did cunning become a bad thing, okay? I don't understand that. Isn't cunning and being cunning a good thing? Why are foxes demonized? They are cute and fluffy creatures that deserve love. The last book and the last question in this tag is Great Expectations, a book that surprised you. And for that, I'm going to go with The Ability by M.M. Vaughan. And I picked this one up on a whim. It just said something about like mind powers and a 12-year-old kid and like a plot to like destroy the thing that this 12-year-old kid was involved in. And when I read it, I had a really, really good time, where it was just like, it entertained me in that way that I really, really love books to entertain me, where they force me to think. Okay, if you can write a book that forces me to think about a concept, about something you wrote, about like the ideals and philosophy of your book, I am one happy reader. I love thinking about the things that authors write. I love theorizing about the things that authors write. If you write a book that's just a good time, I have a good time with it, but the books that stick with me longer are the ones that have intriguing concepts to them. And this one has like this intriguing concept of like child soldiers, which is a thing that I do not agree with. I do not agree with having children's fight in war. Like, leave a kid to be a kid. But in this, the setup they have for it, like, I couldn't agree with it, but at the same time I could understand why it was a thing, because the kids in this, there's only 1 year that you have like this ability to do mind magics, and that year is during a time in your childhood. So the government uses these kids to use their mind magics, and they try not to put them in super dangerous situations, but there's only so much you can do, and they still sort of, they use child soldiers. No matter how ethically sound you're doing it, they're still using children to fight their battle. So I like that concept, where I was just like wondering, wait, is that okay because it's necessary, or is it not okay because like you're still using kids? So if you like make me think of a morally gray area, I'm gonna struggle with that for a while, and I absolutely love that mental struggle. So those were all of the books that I had for this book tag. If you want to do this tag yourself. I am not opposed to that. If you want to come back and like put it down in the comments so I can go watch your tag, I much appreciate it. I like to see other people's opinions. Thank you, my Instagram buddy, for tagging me in this. It was like a real joy and honor to have someone tag me in something. I felt so loved. If you like what you're seeing here and you want to continue to see more, you click all those bunnies down below, and goodbye, internet.